Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. I'm sure you're all aware of the tensions between Venezuela and US asset build-ups in and around the Caribbean Sea. You guys have asked if we could simulate some kind of alpha strike from Venezuela against these US assets, so that's what we're going to try and do today. In terms of geography, we don't have the correct piece of terrain, so we're using instead the sea around Guam. This line here simulates 800 miles of the north coast of Venezuela. For reference, here is Caracas, the capital. 500 miles north is Puerto Rico here, and here is the eastern island chain. The best information I can find says that currently at Roosevelt Roads Base are stationed 10 F-35Bs of the USMC. Also, approximately 200 miles southeast is a USMC fleet consisting of one Iwo Jima LHA with a probable 6 Aviate Harriers aboard. Also, 2 San Antonio LPDs consisting total 2,500 USMC Marines, escorted by a modernised guided missile destroyer and Arleigh Burke. Joined from the southeast is another Arleigh Burke and a Ticonderoga guided missile cruiser approximately 100 nautical miles north of the Venezuelan coast. Also joined from the west one Freedom class LCS and another Arleigh Burke. So today we're going to be playing as the Venezuelans and we're going to try and find a way of taking out the main asset, which is of course going to be the USMC fleet here. So my first plan was to use the Venezuelan Navy for the strike, simulate it in one of our naval sims and attack said fleet. But as soon as I researched the Venezuelan Navy, that really poo-pooed that idea, because all they've got is one guided missile frigate, currently I believe out of service, 6 offshore patrol vessels, 6 gunboats, 14 patrol boats. None of that is a threat to the US ships in the area. Some minor threat from Chinese-built C-802 and Italian automat guided missiles, but it's very minor. So it's going to have to be the Air Force. The Air Force isn't massively impressive either, but it stands a better chance. They currently have 18 F-16s, old versions. Apparently only 5 are estimated to be combat worthy because of lack of parts and maintenance. No beyond visual range capability. The best they're going to have is very old AIM-9 Lima Sidewinders from America in the 1970s and Israeli provided Python 4 with roughly the same capability. The best bet is 21 Su-30s from Russia, about 30-year-old aircraft, with the KH-31A, medium-range, air-launched supersonic active radar homing anti-ship missile. Initially powered by a solid jet, it has a maximum speed of 3 times the speed of sound and a maximum range of about 40 miles. But how we're going to be operating it today, the range will be limited. So it's going to be the Air Force. We have to make a plan to use the Air Force to attack those assets. Now, we can't just take those assets off and search for the fleet at high altitude, because we're going to be easily detected by the spy radars on the escort ships and shot down at long range by SM-6 missiles or F-35s or Harriers or whatever. What we need to do is a low observability or a stealth strike. To do that, we're going to need intelligence. We need to know where that task force is going to be at any time. We've got no assets to be able to do that, so we're going to have to inject some roleplay at the moment. Either, I guess we could say that there is a spy on board, let's say the LHA here, who knows exactly where this fleet is going and can send that information somehow back to Venezuela, or maybe more realistically, let's say Mr. Putin is on the side of Venezuela here. He's repositioned one of his spy satellites overhead and he's giving real-time information to the planners at the Venezuelan Air Force. In fact, let's say that's what happens. So we now know where that target fleet is going to be, so we can now make a plan. All we've got to do is get our 21 Su-30s from here to there, about 300 miles, but that's a problem in itself. The problem is that all US assets, sensors and missiles are modelled. In terms of detection range from these ships, well, it's essentially infinite for all we care about today. In terms of missile ranges, SM-6, you can see 170-mile range rings around the ships here. So what I really want to do is take my Su-30s off, go around the island chain here, low level, so we're not spotted line of sight, come in behind the target and attack. Unfortunately, that's simply not possible due to realism. The problem is we can't do it due to fuel. Even if I fill my Su-30s full of fuel, because we're having to take heavy payloads of KH-31 missiles and we're flying low, our range goes from well over 1,000 miles to about 300 miles. The only way to get there is pretty much straight to target. So We're going to take off, thread our way as best we can through these guys here and attack the fleet head on, which is a shame because it means we have to bully our way through that Arleigh Burke defensive unit, but we've literally not got the fuel to do it. I've tested it. This is the only way that we can do it. To do the 300 miles, we're going to have to fly as low as possible, so 100 feet or under, because all radar line of sight is modelled. Now, it's very important to say, guys, if we were to rise above 100 feet considerably, we'll be picked up by, let's say, the over-the-horizon spies on the escort ships. They would target us with SM-6s, which have ranges of way longer than we can basically outrun, and even if we were to ditch that missile by going back down to 50 feet, it'll travel on inertial guidance and probably pick us up anyway. We must stay out of line of sight at all times. That's not going to be fully possible though, because the Americans, I suspect, will probably have AEW, over the horizon airborne radars. I haven't seen that they've got an AWACS in the area, but bearing in mind the tensions, it would probably be a bit weird if they didn't, so I'm assuming they've got an E3 Sentry at 30,000 feet above Puerto Rico. That would be able to see us even if we are at 50 feet, roughly where this dotted yellow line is, 300 nautical miles away. So even if we do evade all the ship's line of sight, which hopefully we'll do, we will get picked up by the E3 about where we intersect that dotted line. At that point, they will know that we're coming. F-35s are probably going to scramble and we're going to be in a pile of hurt. That's where we come in. We're going to be F-16s. We're going to be traveling low with the Su-30s. We're going to try and get ahead of them if they are intercepted and try and take on any AVA or F-35s, which probably isn't going to go very well, but we just need to get them to target, guys. That's all we need to do. In terms of roleplay, we have to allow a bit of roleplay in here, guys, because we have to make an exciting video for the viewers. So we're going to have our F-10 map so we can see everything, but we must not abuse that. We, in real life, would have our radars all turned off, obviously, so we can't be detected via ELINT. So that means our max range of detection is going to be our Mark 1 eyeballs in our face at about 10 miles. So we are not allowed to react to any Harriers, to any F-35s beyond about 10 miles, because that is literally the way it would have to be done, guys. So please respect that. As well as that, for God's sake, keep out of line of sight of ships. In terms of armament, the F-16s have the correct 4 AIM-9 Lima sidewinders. In terms of the Su-30s, well, the funny thing about that is they're not Su-30s. They're actually Su-34s, viewers. We do have Su-30s, but I couldn't get them to work properly in terms of engagement of the missiles. So I've taken their big brother, the Su-34. In terms of what's happening today, they are almost identical in performance in pretty much every way. So other than the way their cockpit looks, they're going to operate the same, carrying 6 KH-31A. So they're taking their whole stock of anti-ship missiles, one big Alpha Strike, chuck everything at it. There's no point of sending 4 in at a time. They're going to send all 21 in one big time on target flight, because they're only going to get one shot at this, clearly. Viewers, you're going to really have to wish us luck for this one. I'm unpausing now as soon as they pass, because they're already airborne. Oh my giddy aunt. Check to the port side. I mean, it's kind of impressive, right? I know it's old tech, but off you go. Quick, quick. That's kind of cool, right? Obviously, this would be done at night, viewers. You wouldn't do it in broad daylight, because someone would literally see it with their cell phone and tell the Americans that they're coming. Obviously, we don't want to do that. We'd make a terrible video, so we're doing it in the daytime. Another really important thing I forgot to mention, guys, is speed. Obviously, an Alpha Strike, they want to do this as quickly as they can. The longer the time they dwell, the more chance they're going to get shot down, right, and intercepted. But that's not possible either. If I put them above 450 knots ground speed, which is fairly slow for a fighter jet, they run out of fuel as well, and there's nothing I can do to stop that. So they're going at they're going to be their max speed today of 450 knots, and they're just going to have to suck it up and be exposed. Otherwise, any thoughts of the kind of real-life geopolitics of what's going on, guys? Obviously, this wouldn't be done in real life because it's absolutely ridiculous. But theoretically, with the role play I've put in, this is all possible.
Well, I was reliably informed that the Venezuelan military is ready for anything that the U.S. will send against them.
Well, they do have 65,000 soldiers or something along those lines, so...
Well, I wish them all the luck, because I still remember that one time when the Venezuelan Navy fought a German cruise ship and lost.
But yeah, it's a pretty terrible navy. I mean, it really is a terrible navy. It's a bunch of littoral boats, and one ship, warship, that's currently out of service. So yeah, I was thinking about modelling all of those boats along the coast and having the Tycho or an SSN, I think it's a Los Angeles class, hitting it with Tomahawks, but I thought, what's the point of shooting a load of boats? What are you going to achieve apart from wasting like expensive missiles? There's something, you've got to use your imagination a bit. There's only so, these are AI flown obviously viewers, there's only so low I can actually make them travel at. They're probably going to go about 300 feet most of the way, which is too high, so you're going to have to imagine that they're 100 feet lower, about 100 feet from the surface. Actually, I don't really know. I don't know how low we need to be to hide from the ships, but I can assure you this, those spy radars are all modelled today. If they see us, they will shoot at us with SM-6 missiles. I can attest to that because I practiced it. In terms of these missiles that they're shooting, they're pretty terrible, to be honest. Russian anti-ship missiles from the 1970s, question mark, maybe early 80s. They're pretty miserable. They sound impressive, a Mark III missile, but it's not really. At best, you'll get 40 miles out of them, and that's if you're at 40,000 feet. Obviously, we're going to have to go really low, so the best we're going to get is probably, I don't know, maybe 20 miles. We'll fire them, they'll scoot off on their solid burners up to Mark III. They'll ramjet their way to the target, which isn't even enough to actually maintain their speed. So by the time they hit the targets, they'll be amazing if they're supersonic. It's not very good technology, to be honest. Hence, we're relying on numbers. There's our course. We're a long way from anything. I have to try and get this autopilot working on. This is going to be a really difficult video to make.
Mine seems to be working, so
What's
just
it
have it
holding
nice
you
and
at?
level up. I'm holding at 70 feet.
Right, it's probably me engaging it wrong there.
Yeah, just make sure you don't have heading or steering selected on the left side.
Yeah.
Right side, you should be able to hit altitude, hold up. You might be hitting attitude down.
Okay. I think it's just the ability to engage it when you're perfectly level. Alright, I've sort of got it working. It's climbing a little bit. 200 feet, I think that will do us. Well, there we go, viewers. There is a big, sexy fleet of old, but technically could happen, Su-30s. Let's go and have a look at some other assets. We've got Tycho CMP here, waiting with all its weapons ready to go. BGM 109s, SM2s, got ESSMs, got SM6. Check myself. Yes, I'm aware we've got the Chilean flag on us. That's the best I can get today. Arleigh Burke, looking rather dangerous with all those modern weapons as well. 80 miles it feels from the ships to our right, so our altitude at the moment is just about going to keep us hidden by line of sight. Spies can see over the Earth scavenger, but not forever, obviously. Also aware that the Su-34s have got Russian stars on them, again as close as we can get today. In terms of the US Marine Corps, they've got a flat top with 6 Harriers. They've got their, or our stand-ins for the landing ships, and somewhere out there we go, is an Arleigh Burke, keeping them nice and safe. F-35s today will be armed with America's long-range AIM-120 AMRAAM, a D3 variant with a range of about 100 miles. The Harriers will be armed with much shorter range weapons. And I'm terrified because these guys are literally going to the very end of their fuel endurance. I'm terrified that it will work slightly different in multiplayer and they'll all run out of fuel. Grant, tell us a little bit, why is Venezuela hostile to America at the moment? So America sold them, when they were friends, sold them these F-16s, as they did to a lot of nations that are now hostile. What is it about Venezuela that gone hostile?
Probably because we don't quite like who's in power right now. We have some issues with how the last elections went, where we have Nicolas Maduro that's now in power. We're not happy with how that election turned out. We think there's some trickery that went on there. And then they decided that they want to do a little bit of saber rattling, and they think that they can take on the U.S. military, which I wish them all the luck, considering the last incident I was talking about, in which the Venezuelan Navy went head-on against a German cruise ship and lost a warship in the process. Anybody not a... Yeah, I think it's absolutely hilarious. It's one of the things I still remember to this day. They tried to... It was even a wounded German cruise ship. Wounded, I say, because one of its engines had to be shut down for maintenance. and they were just off the coast of Venezuela, but they were still in international waters. The Venezuelan Navy thought that they could show their might on the world stage, and ordered this German cruise ship to stop in the port so that they could seize it. You know, they thought they were Iran, but spoilers, they are not Iran. The German cruise ship, saying that's not part of our itinerary, we're not going to do that, proceeded to not follow orders. So they sent a warship out, proceeded to actually fire a couple of rounds around the ship to intimidate it. Of course, these are Germans. They're not very intimidated by that. So they didn't change course. So they thought the best thing to do was to ram the ship against the cruise ship. What they didn't know is that this German cruise ship was not any old regular cruise ship. It was an actual icebreaker. And what happened was, at that point, they had hit the ship at the perfect spot up in the bow, where it's nice and fortified, that it actually damaged the littoral class ship enough that it sank. On top of that, they're like, hey, we got our engine running again. Like, cool, we're going to sail away. And proceeded to not pick up a single person from that. So on top of that, Nicolas Maduro then tried to cry to the world stage that, oh, look how terrible Germany is. They attacked one of our warships and then didn't pick up any of the survivors from the warship. And you know what the United States response was to that? We came out and said we have now issued a bounty on Nicolas Maduro for $10 million.
Wow, which hasn't been cashed in yet, obviously. We should also very quickly talk about why we're here as well, viewers. I'm sure you all probably know more about it than me, but obviously Venezuela cartels being obviously smuggled into America. America, the president doesn't want it anymore, so they've started sinking the supply boats from Venezuela going northbound, and they're now basically cutting off the supply routes and threatening, if they have to obviously attack sites in Venezuela. Have I got that right, Grum?
Yeah, that's basically it. He has designated the drug cartels as like terrorist groups, and therefore is starting to open up military avenues to striking these as valid targets. Yeah.
Right, well, let's hope it doesn't happen, but yeah, I guess if they have to. Right, well, that's chewed us some time. We're 15 minutes in, Grump, and sexy flyboat. Oh my goodness. What's happening? No F-35's airborne, no Harriers airborne, because they haven't spotted us yet. Been to tell, oh my god.
Right turn, by the way.
Thank you. Just hope they don't get detected, otherwise, again, this is a very short mission and probably won't even make a video, and they've not been detected, which is good. And I've almost hit you, which is bad.
I saw that. It was cool though. We didn't crash, so it's all good. Well,
we are Venezuelan, by the sounds of things, that would be SOP, Grump. In real life with human pilots, obviously they would be flying much lower wave top level views, but I can't force AI to do it, so you have to use your imagination a little bit here, and just imagine they're all going 50 feet, they're all more spread out and stuff like that, you know. Only so much we can do.
That will be a question of what the pilot's training is.
By the feel of it, they probably don't get many flight hours, Grump, so probably not great, right? And this is a dangerous, very difficult mission for them. But it shows, if everything was perfect, including the intelligence, what might, if they all worked, all the jets worked, might be possible, but very unlikely. I mean, there's 21 times 6 KH-31As, 40-year-old missiles. Imagining that they all worked now is pretty slim. And my autopilot's failed. That's why we do WarGames, right? We're not blowing any actual ships up. What we're doing is testing worst case scenarios, which is presumably what they'd have to do in real life to give, you know, a factor of safety. Right, we've got past the main threat of these two initial pickets, so that's good. They've not fired at us. I'm happy. Range is about 150 miles to go.
Venezuelan Navy fought a German cruise ship and lost.
Could happen to anyone, Grump.
I mean, it happens to the Iranian Navy all the time. I still remember that one time that the Iranian Navy engaged the Iranian Navy and the Iranian Navy lost.
That happened to China. Do you remember China and the Philippines? 052 engaged a 056, I think it was, rammed it by accident, and the 056 lost. Oops, don't ram your friend. Oh no, we're about to go inside the 300-mile zone of the AWACS, at which point I'm pretty sure we are going to get detected and scrambles will happen. there was a giant volcano in front. You're going to have to imagine that's not there, because that's not meant to be there.
I didn't know we made it to Montserrat already.
Sliding back. Oh, they're turning. Hello, 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 hello. All right, we are 23 minutes in. I'm going to check on the map as soon as I feel I might be moderately safe. And no F-35s, no Harriers yet. Well, we're pretty much in detection range. It's all modelled, so as soon as it detects us...
Oh, we just had a frame stutter. I bet the F-35s are in.
Right, no, they're not. But I'll tell you what is in. Harriers have just blasted off of the LHA. Uh-oh. All right, well, at this point, I would usually say F-16s dispatch, but I can't, because you can't see them until they're bloody 10 miles away, so good luck. That's all I've got for you guys. They do have radars, viewers, but you couldn't turn them on, because as soon as you do that, the boats, the ships would triangulate your signal, and they would know exactly where we were. Although you can argue, to be honest, we've been spotted now anyway, haven't we? But we wouldn't know if we've been spotted. Man, this is complex. So you couldn't turn your radars on, it'd be too risky. The Sioux will turn their radars on when they're 30 miles away from the expected target to try and find the target, but until then, we're pretending to be radar silent, should we say.
Reminds me of an MCON mission.
No more MCON missions, Gruff. I can't do missions without talking. Checking the map. What do we got? Oh dear! F-35s have taken off from a very realistic looking Puerto Rico. Yes, I said it. Very realistic. They've got 4 long-range sticks in their bays. They've got 2 short-range sticks in their wings. AV-8Bs are still well over 100 miles away. F-35s are still 300 miles away. We're still well over 100 miles away from our target. Fuel is just under 9,000, so it's pretty good. But we've got no drag. It's the Sukhois that are going to be the problem, right? Man, you've got to have big balls to do a raid like this, guys. It's like a proper old World War II raid over Bremen. You know you're going to get shot at. It's just how much you're going to get shot at. Double check.
Yeah, they're just sending out a scout to see.
There we go.
To investigate what's going on over here. And their scouting party just happens to be the entirety of what they have.
That's fine. It's America. Everything or nothing.
Yep. It cost us $875 million to launch all these planes. Yep. Sure. Do it.
Do it. We might get a valuable piece of intel. So still F-35 do have their afterburner run now. They definitely know we're here. Looks like the AV-8s are wepping towards us. They're 50 miles away, so we can't engage yet. 29 minutes in, and if this was you in real life, you would be absolutely pooping your pants. Pooping your panty liners. Yeah, you're right, there would be MCOM, so we wouldn't even be able to speak. So we'd be completely silent, no emissions, no lights, nothing. Half of them will probably crash into the bloody sea because we can't see the sea. When you dogfight them, or whatever you're going to do, for God's sake, don't go too high. Because as I said, SM6s will see you, they will shoot you. It will be really bad. I don't know what you're going to do with that piece of information I just gave you. Just do something, okay?
Coast looks clear to me, boss. I think we're good.
Watch out. Checking actual distance. Oh, those F-35s are really coming in now. They're 100% aggressing. Damn you to hells. Checking AV-8s. That's our main threat at the moment. 20 miles. Look out for them. Oh no, it'll be at night. Bit of creative license, guys. I'll allow you some creative license.
I'm sure we can see their afterburners.
There we go. Those Harrier afterburners.
Yep,
That's right. Yeah, they're notoriously bright. Right. I can't see them, and we probably should have seen them, which means they're probably descending through that piece of cloud, which means we're probably dead, because they are now... They're 10 miles. You're off the chain. Yeah? Do something?
I can't see anything, boss.
I can't see anything either. They're there. They're actually within visual range. I just can't see them. Get ready for checking flares. Flares are good. I'm going to lay some flares in front of the Sioux. Can no one really see them? The massive Harriers that are right in front of us somewhere.
Visual.
Shoot it, please! And tell us where it is. Visual. Fox 2.
Got him.
Miss. Fox 2. Guns. God damn Sidewinder. Shitty old Sidewinder. Kill them. Oh god, there's 6 of these suckers coming in. Oh, I'm getting locked. Oh, I've got an SA-6 is going to shoot me. One of our bombers is down. Tell me. Put the thing on and shoot him.
Fox 2.
About Fox 2.
Splash 1.
Get back with the charge. Where's the other one? Don't anyone see the other one?
Oh no, I'm getting back down.
Shit stinks in hell.
Fox 2. Flames are flaring.
Oh my god, it's everywhere. It's just all really kicked off, guys. That's a Harrier. It's got to be a Harrier.
Yep, awesome merchant carrier. I think I saw pilot's shot there. I've seen more splashes in the sky.
Fox 2.
Shit, I just realised I've got more missiles on the port. What is that?
Splash.
Oh damn. Anyone remember the vector of the goddamn friends?
Still got 2 more Harriers on us.
Yeah, I'm burning past them.
Popping flares just in case.
Oh, you son of a bitch. How many flares do these suckers have? I'm leaving them to you. I'm leaving them to you. Good luck. I've got to go and protect our friends. Let me get there, please. Got him. I just need to get a lock on him. 3 bombers down. God, sons of bitches. I'm coming, friends. I'm coming. Please let me get there, please. Right, now I need to get in Wes. That is not Wes. I need you up north with me, guys. I'm fighting 2 Harriers.
Behind you. Behind you.
Nice one, Harrier.
Now, remember, don't shoot if the diamond is over one of the Sioux. Only shoot if the diamond goes on a Harrier.
I have to catch up.
Oh, shit, 6. Bad fire. I'm taking the left one. I see the friggin' USMC. Die. Please. SM6 is out.
Dumping tanks.
Fox 2. Of course he knows. God, son of a bitch. Dogfight 1 high. Getting shot by missile. Chopped his tail off. See you later, nerd. I'm leaving it to you guys. I've got to watch now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That's bad news. That's really bad news. Oh my god, so much is happening. AMRAAM's now arriving.
We've got some very bad news right now.
Shit sticks. Yes! Yes! We just got the missiles off as we were getting plastered by SM6s and effing AMRAAMs. And relax. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my god.
The everything button got pushed. Just
Yep.
AMRAAMs are shooting down missiles. The Ollie friggin' Bushmaster's going. Oh my god, look at that. What's happening? What's happening?
So much smoke in the sky. Oh my god.
USMC ship just got hit. 2 USMC ships have been hit. That was absolutely freaking amazing. SM6 is shooting down. All our planes are dead. No, 2 planes. Grump. Dogfight. Violet dogfight. You're not getting back, so I'd usually say something useful at the moment.
Catch up to the fight.
The flat top is not dead. It's hurt, but it's not dead. One of the...
Just a lot on me.
Go on, Grump. Go on, look at Grump. He's got his little afterburner on. He's going. The SM6 still on burn. It's a long burning missile. Violet, dead. Can do something, Grump. It could go 200 miles. There's nothing you can do. Boom.
Oh.
Goodness gracious me, guys. Harriers in there, there's F-35s in there. It was just such a mad rush at the last minute. So, we've lost 21 Su-34, Su-30s, 4 F-16s. That was all of us, wasn't it? Yeah, that was all of us. Their Arleigh Burke has not been touched, which would probably be realistic, because we wouldn't have targeted it. Their flat top has been hit. It's not sunk, but it has been hit, so it's out of operations. It ain't going to be attacking Venezuela. One of their USMC landing ships is hit, but it's operational still. And the other one has actually sunk. So there's a lot of guys looking for friggin' lifeboats at the moment. It was suicidal, as we thought it was going to be, but a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Now, it went so fast, I've got no useful information. So what we're going to do is quit now and look at the review. All right, this is 500 miles, so it's not going to fit on the map. So I'll just do my best. We take off, chugga across the Caribbean Sea. We do not get shot at. We get into the AWACS detection zone, but you can see in the distance there. There they launch. We do the dogfighting. I gun one. One of you missiles the other one. By which time these guys come in. Luckily, they go for us. Dogfight us.
Yeah, we made the most noise.
Yeah, I made the most noise. Now, because at this point, geez, look at that. That's coming down from space. At that point, these other two merge with the Sus. Shoot Su down. Luckily, make a freaking meal of it. I get wise. I'm Mark II in my way towards them, but it takes forever. I hear. I start shooting them. I dogfight one. I gun one's down. And I quit because I want to watch what it's worth. Oh, the guys pull up now. They're at the preset point from Mr. P's intel. They afterburner on. They go up. They turn a radar on. They're now searching for the ship. Look, that Harrier there is... The SM6s start pouring out. AIM-120Ds are coming from God knows where. Hundreds of miles away from the Su-35. But they didn't quite get there in time. Look, it's a few seconds too late. God, it just shows. Lesson learned. Move your USMC thing closer to Puerto Rico, guys. Then everything just gets launched. All the buttons get launched. You know, again, you've got to assume all those missiles work, which is highly unlikely. All of them are trained to use their radar, which is really unlikely. But what if? Worst case scenario. And then it's saturation. Mega, hyper, super saturation. And there's only so much one Arleigh Burke can do. He's probably launched 40 missiles already, right? 50 missiles. A lot of missing. There's a lot of confusion. There's AIM-120s now just going for anything that they see. F-35s getting in the mix. Rule of engagement now changes because you got friendly F-35s in. Sea-Wiz, Bushmaster, everything firing. SM2s just pointlessly firing at these. Probably within Wes. And that's it. There's only so much you can stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're small warhead missiles. They're not, you know, they're not. But still, 1 down. 1 hit by a single one. 1 hit by probably 3. And 1 ship down, and then we're just obviously muddered at that point because the SM6s have got hold of our trail at that point and we're dead. Not hugely comfortable if you're American, but that said, a lot of stars have got to align for that mission to be possible. So I'm really glad we did it. Look, they were even shooting you with AMRAAMs at that point. I'm really glad we did it, guys, and it worked a hell of a lot better than I thought. You guys, thoughts?
Well, I'm still swimming home.
You're still swimming out. Well, you're a friggin' tiger shark food is what you are. Caribbean, man. Let's see if to go get shot by his own missile. No, he does not. Yeah, viewers, let me know your thoughts on that. I thought that was really good. It was absolutely optimal for the Reds, but it went a lot better than I thought. It's just timings. If these guys were closer to Puerto Rico, I reckon the F-35s would have got there and just swimmed them with AMRAAMs. So it's just spot on timing. All right, viewers, that's what you wanted. It's the best I can dream up. I hope that was fun, and bye-bye.